So this is gonna be a super quick tip Tuesday. So I'm gonna talk to you about how to use one of these guys. So this is a beauty sponge. You can find these a lot of different places. You can find a lot of different kinds of beauty sponges all over the place. I have this nice clean one that I just cleaned. We'll talk about that real quick. But basically we're gonna talk about how to use them, different ways that you can use them, and what you kind of want to look for. So one, you want to find a shape that you like, try out different things, try out different shapes, try out different price points. But one thing I will say is you don't have to pay 20 bucks to get what you need out of this guy. Okay, so typically the kind of traditional way to use one of these guys is you saturate it completely in water. When you get it, saturate it completely in water, and then you want to squeeze a whole bunch out. I actually like to take some fresh paper towel, clean paper towel, and then I'll wrap it around my beauty sponge and I'll squeeze just to get all that excess water out there. Still damp and still super soft. I don't know, can you hear me squeeze it? But it's very, very soft and squishy. You do not want something that's very hard and difficult to squeeze. So it's hard to tell here that it's more difficult for me to squeeze that other one. But it's very important that it's very squishy. If it's hard, then you can get like little round circles on your face from using it. I don't want you guys to have to worry about that. So, okay, application. Got my primer on, got my sponge. It's all damp. You can, if you have a very good soft one, use it dry, depending on the kind of coverage that you want to get. Also dampening it helps it so that there's already moisture in here. It's not gonna soak up as much stuff. Okay, so here we go. I am going to grab, excuse me. I'm gonna grab a awesome foundation, shake that baby up. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the back of my hand. Da, da, da. I really need to get a, what's it called? Palette, a fancy palette. Okay, so then I just dip my sponge in there and I start going around on my face to get coverage. Most foundations do oxidize just a little bit. You can use a beauty sponge for a lot of different kinds of foundation too. You can use it for cushion foundations. You can use it for like a cream foundation. You can even use these with powders. That's pretty cool too. So you can use these with powders, and like I like to use one to put the powder underneath my eyes. So like when I'm setting my under eyes, I like to use that. Okay, well, I'm looking very ghastly. And I've already said before that I like to go ahead and blend my foundation down my neck. Nice. Okay, so I'm just looking in the viewfinder. I should be looking at you guys. All right, let me take a look at this. Yeah, so this is a very kind of lighter coverage type day for me. I could have added more, put more on there. This one kind of sets down too, so I'm real lucky in that regard. All right, so that's foundation. So then you can also use the pointy side. Or if you have one, this is so filthy, I'm so sorry guys, I gotta wash it. But if you have one of these that's got a flat end, you can use the flat end, you can use the pointy end, whatever works for you. You can use, I know my face itches. It's great for itches too, pro tip. So then you're gonna use that side to do your concealer underneath your eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my concealer, conceal away, and put a little bit right underneath my eyeballs. So, okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use this, and I like to kind of squeeze mine when I'm going up into this little crevice here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so you're gonna tap, and it kind of looks like I'm pushing hard, and I'm not pushing hard. It's just, this is so squishy, you gotta really push down on it to get it to go into those little creases and crevices. Okay, Bum, 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 bum. Okay, got that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. Now let's grab that up close mirror again. Make sure I got all of it blended in. Okay. Looks nice and blended. Okay, so that's all nice and blended. And then like I said, you can do the other thing I like to do after powdering. So you'll powder your face, and then you can take a sponge and, like, let's say you have powder in the lid here. So you grab that powder on your sponge and then do the same thing on the other side. So a lot of uses for this thing. All right, so that is to do what is called baking. So I'm gonna let that sit for just a second. And we're gonna talk about places that you can get a beauty sponge. Okay, so you can get them at Walmart, you can get them on Amazon, you can get them at just about any kind of local store that you have. Ulta, obviously you have options there. What I would really say is, remember, anything I say, go try different things. Remember that most places have pretty good return policies. So as long as you keep your receipt and keep the packaging that it came in, you should be able to go back and return it if it doesn't work for you. And if for some reason they're one of those places where they don't want you to return things, then you can actually ask them to do it for store credit. Because if you're into things like beauty sponges and trying out new things, you're probably gonna be able to find something to do with that store credit. Okay, now let's take away all that extra powder. Again, looks like I'm being rough, but I'm not. I'm just trying to, like, really get that to go away. All right, so that is how to use a beauty sponge. They range anything. I've seen them for like $1. That's kind of questionable. I've seen them for like $1, seen them for 20. I tend to get mine in the range of between $4 and $6 for mine, but you get a lot of use out of them too. Keep in mind, you want to keep them clean also. So what you're gonna wanna do, wait, where did it go? Here it is. So to clean it, very easy, find a type of soap that is not abrasive, kind of a lighter soap. The Dr. Bronner's soaps are good. I will use just about anything that is I like to do antibacterial soaps too. So you just wet the whole thing, completely saturate it again, and then you put the soap directly on the sponge, and then you kind of massage it into the sponge. Don't pull at the sponge, you'll tear it, but massage it into the sponge and then massage it under the water to get everything out, and repeat the process until it's clear. So wash your sponges often. You don't want to go like too terribly long between washing sponges because I'm gonna go ahead, this is really driving me nuts. I'm gonna do a little bit of color on my face. You don't want to go too long between washings because then that's when you get like a lot of bacterial growth and super fun stuff like that. And then your sponge also doesn't last as long because the materials that you put in it, it's not like, it's a lot more porous than your skin. So it's going to collect in there if you don't wash it, and then it's going to degrade the materials. You're just not going to get as much use out of it. It's not going to last as long, all that super fun stuff. Okay, and last but not least, replace your sponges every once in a while. When they start looking rough, when they start getting chunks out of them or holes, or sometimes it's not even a hole, but it's like a tear in it. That's just, it's not gonna work as well. And if you're only spending maybe $4 or $5 on a sponge, then yeah. You can also, another pro tip if you're on a serious budget, they sell sponges that are kind of like wedge sponges. They're called cosmetic sponges, they're wedges. You know what, when you wet those, they actually also expand the same way these guys do. They're not exactly the same material. They're more of like a one and done kind of use. But those are great to invest in because you can use them as a beauty sponge. You can use them when you're doing nail art. You can use them for tons of different stuff. So you might as well keep them around. They're a really useful tool. But my main thing is just don't be afraid to try things and keep your receipts so that you can definitely return it if it's not working for you. That's Tip Tuesday, how to use a beauty sponge. Let me know if you like that. Was this too fast? Was it too crazy for you? And was it just a little bit too much? It can happen. Oh well, enjoy. I hope you had a great time watching me put a sponge on my face a bunch of times while I was talking to you rapid fire. And let me know in the comments below what kind of things you'd like to see on Tip Tuesday moving forward. Let me know if I look like a ghost right now. I might, but also I'm just like the color of a ghost. Also, if you love Tip Tuesdays, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and then comment on it and let me know what you'd like to see in future Tip Tuesdays. Would you like to see something like makeup for hooded eyes, tips on that? Or maybe you want to see how I apply my mascara, how to do natural looking eyebrows. There's tons of different things. So comment below, let me know what you like the video, subscribe, and also check me out on Instagram, Lizzie Makes Up Stuff. Check me out on Facebook at Lizzie Makes Up Stuff. And I'll see you around, guys. Have a great one. Bye.